cavalry horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver. The Lone Ranger.
Peaceful Valley, 5 miles. Tonto, from what I understand, the most populated part of Peaceful Valley is the graveyard.
Me not want to add to overcrowded conditions, Kemo Sabe.
Hell, I can't understand it. Marshal Jim Wade has always kept a peaceful town. Something has happened lately. The outlaws have taken the valley over completely. Let's ride in and have a talk with Jim.
Told, senor, and you won't get hurt. Open the safe, senor. Let's get out of here. Getting the marshal.
Bet you I can eat more venison than you can, Vince.
Well, no, I'll bet you can. I'll bet you 2 curryings of the horses you can.
Bet you 3 currents of the horses I can.
All right, you're on.
Land's sake, the way you two heathen eat, you think it was your last meal on earth.
Talk is you're the best cook in the world, Ma. Ain't she, Vince?
Oh, she sure is, Jackie. And the prettiest, too.
Vince Barrett, the way you carry on's enough to make a buddy blush. It's more of a mystery what you ever saw in me. A widow woman with a boy of her own. You that could have had your pick of the prettiest gals in town.
Oh, no, I had to have somebody hustle my victuals and wash my socks. Besides, I got me a real fine boy out of the bargain, huh, Jackie? So you better eat faster than that. You're going to get way behind me.
Aw, Vince, 'tain't fair. You're bigger than me.
Well, no, I didn't make the bet, did I? Martha, looks like them horses will do for 3 mighty nice rub-downs. Come here. Quiet.
Vince, it's the bank.
What about the bank?
The false face gang.
Again?
Hurry.
I'll be right with you.
Take care, Vince. Please take care.
Don't you fret, Martha. We've been through this before. Everything will be all right. Jackie, you look after your ma.
Hello, Jackie. Remember me?
Sure. You're the Lone Ranger. And Tonto. Ma! Ma!
That's a pretty good job you do, boy. You do all currying around here?
Nah, I just lost a bet to Vince. Bet him I could eat more than he could. I couldn't.
Well, for goodness sakes, if it isn't the Ranger and Tonto after all these years.
Hello, Martha. It's nice to see you again. Is Jim around?
Oh, you ain't been around in a long time, Ranger. Jim's been dead most 2 years now.
Dead? Oh, I'm sorry. What happened?
Oh, good die young in Peaceful Valley, Ranger. Jim stepped outside one night to quiet down some cowboys that was on a spree and shooting up the town, and one of them killed him. We never knowed who. I guess you don't know about me being married again then either.
No, ma'am.
I want you to meet him, Ranger. I hope you'll be as good a friend to him as you were to Jim. Vince Barrett's his name.
Vince Barrett?
Went and married me another lawman, but he just don't never learn. Got my heart in my throat right now. He's out tracking down some bank robbers. Come on inside and sit down. I've got some coffee ready. Pie, too.
It would taste good, Martha. How about it, Tonto?
That's right, Kemo Sabe. Me remember your pies, man.
Hey, Tonto. Bet you I can rub down this side for you can rub down the other.
Bet you my piece pie you can't, boy.
It's a bet.
More coffee?
Please, Martha. So this is the 5th robbery by the false face gang.
Yes. And the ugly things folks around here are saying about Vince, that he's yellow, or worse, that he's being paid off, it ain't true. He's doing the best he can, but how can he catch them? Nobody ever sees their faces. They might be your next-door neighbor for all a body knows. What's Vince to do?
How long you and Vince been married, ma'am?
Most on a month now, Tonto. Vince came drifting into town after Jim died. Quite a spell after. Why, he passed up all the pretty gals and took to courting me, I'll never know. Just plumb lost my head over him. Seems like he'd no more'n been made marshal when this false-face gang started up. Town pins a star, and the first man that's got gumption enough to wear it makes him a target for every gunman in the country and then calls him yellow if he don't go right out and get killed. Ranger, you will help him catch these outlaws and clear his name, won't you?
Don't you worry, Martha. We'll catch the false-face gang, whoever they are.
Robberies in 5 weeks, Vince. What have you done about it? Not one blame thing. This last robbery has almost completely wiped out the bank. We've had to close our doors. You realize what this means to a town, Vince? Money in a bank is not just money. It's winter feed for stock. It's seed for spring planting. We've arranged to have reserve funds brought in on tomorrow morning's stage. If this money doesn't arrive, there won't be any bank. We'll have to close our doors for good. Vince, just this once, can we rely on you to protect the stage?
Elias, I never asked for this star in the first place. I ain't asking for it now. You just pin it on somebody else.
Wait a minute, Vince. I didn't say that. You know we can't get another marshal in time to save the stage.
We won't have to, Elias. Will we, Vince? Pin it back on.
Stop it, Rennick.
Pin it back on. That's better. Before I forget it, I'm having a party out at the Circle R tonight. And I want you all to be there.
Well, thank you very much, Bart.
Rennick whistled tune and Vince put badge on again. Why?
Tonto, if we knew the words of that song, we might know. It could be a clue to the whole case. We've got to get to Rennick.
Him have big party tonight. Maybe if we go to that party.
It's a good idea. We'll use the Mexican disguise.
That's exactly what I said. Now, may I please be excused? Why, hello, Martha, Elias, Vince. Having a good time?
A very good time, Mr. Vince.
Jackie boy.
Senor Rennick, my friend and I are grateful for giving us job tonight.
We have no work, no dinero for many weeks.
It's all right.
Only this afternoon I hear you whistle a little tune in the jailhouse. It is a song my mother used to sing to me when I am little muchacho.
Your mother? It's an Irish tune.
But, senor, my mother, she is Irish.
You know the words, senor?
I don't know what words your mother sang to you, but the words I know I made up myself. I'm kind of a poet.
Tell us the words, senor.
Sure. I'll tell them to you. 3 crazy cowpokes rode into town, and with their big 6 guns, they shot a man down. The names of the first 2 I can't give you since. I'm a shield the 3rd cowpoke whose name rhymes with quince. For he married a wife for the man he had slain to ease his own conscience and gentle her pain.
Don't understand you, Vince. Why'd you have to pick a fight with Mr. Rennick?
Never mind, Martha. I had my reasons.
Come on, Jackie. Past your bedtime.
Senor!
What are you doing here?
We'll ask the questions, Vince.
Who are you? That's not a Mexican accent.
These accents, it's come on or off whenever we wanted to.
Didn't Martha tell you she asked us to help?
The Ranger and Tonto.
That's right, Vince.
And you were there at Rennick's party. You heard the little piece he spoke.
Every word of it.
And you know.
We know that you're the cowboy who rode into town that night and killed Jim Wade.
Yeah, I reckon I was.
And all the time your wife, she not know about it?
No, of course not. Now I suppose you'll have to tell her.
Suppose you tell us first.
Yeah, I reckon I might as well spill it. I've been carrying it around inside of me too long already. Bart Rennick, Joe Butler, and me was the three cowboys rode into town that night. Just having fun, shooting off our guns to scare folks. Well, it was dark. Ranger, I didn't even see the marshal. I didn't even know he'd been shot until afterwards. Bart and Job told me about it.
Then you admit you shot him?
Shot with a .44. Bart and Job carried .45s, but I had a .44.
Go on, Vince.
Well, when I found out what I'd done, I was sick, naturally. I aimed to turn myself in. Then I found out nobody'd really seen our faces. It was too dark. Nobody knew that I'd done it.
Nobody but you and your friends. That's plenty to share bad secrets. What do you do about it?
What could I do? I couldn't give Martha back the husband I'd taken away from her. I couldn't give Jackie's pa back to her. But I could do the next best thing. I could take care of them, make sure they never wanted for nothing. I'd be the best pa I could to Jackie. That's why I come back, Ranger, and I asked Martha to marry me. But somehow I never could tell her the truth.
And Rennick, him hold information over your head.
Yeah.
Why, Vince? Is Rennick the leader of the False Face gang?
How'd you know that?
I didn't until now.
And you protect him and his gang all this time?
Bart was going to tell Martha the lyrics to that song. Ranger, how could I let her find out that I killed Jim Wade, loving her like I do?
She has to know sooner or later.
It better her find out from you, Vince.
Tonto's right. You're going in there and tell her right now. Then you're going to turn in your star and face the music for killing Jim Wade.
You let me do one thing first?
What's that?
Stage is coming through tomorrow, carrying the bank's reserve funds. Rennick and his gang plan to hit it up in the pass where it'll be easy to stop.
Are you sure?
Yeah, of course I am. I've already got my orders. And to be elsewhere as usual. Ranger, I'm asking you this. Tomorrow morning, you let me keep this star for just 1 hour, just long enough to get him.
You're asking a lot, Vince. You're asking that we trust you. Why should we?
Because I want to do just one decent thing for Martha and Jackie to remember me by.
Me think that good idea, Kemo Sabe.
All right. Tomorrow morning, 1 hour. But afterwards, you're going to turn
Afterwards, I'll do anything you say. Even if it does mean going to prison.
You go tell Martha now?
She has the right to know, Vince.
Yeah. Well, that's it, Martha. That's the whole story. I killed Jim Wade. I'd give anything to make it not true.
Vince.
I had to tell you, Martha, before you found out from somebody else. There's no use saying I'm sorry. It wouldn't do no good. I guess all I can do is just not bother you no more. I'm leaving, Martha, but I'm not running away. I'm through running. I've got one more job to do, and then the Ranger and I'll ride over to the Capitol, and I'll turn myself in. I reckon they'll be glad to get the shooting cleared up after all this time.
Kemo Sabe, we take plenty big chance when we let Vince Barrett keep his star.
Tonto, I couldn't refuse him. He seemed so sincere when he wanted to do one last decent thing before giving himself up.
Suppose him tell Rennick about ambush tomorrow.
I thought about that. Worried about it, too, before giving him his chance.
Still, you give him chance?
Well, I had to, for Martha and Jackie's sake. Don't forget, he didn't have a criminal record. The shooting of Jim Wade was an accident.
That's right, Kemo Sabe. It was accident.
If a man does something wrong and he doesn't admit it, the longer he hides it, the worse it becomes.
Then him make mistake when him not confess right away to what him do.
Vince found out what he had done. He came back to look after Martha and Jackie. Then when he realized he was in love with her, he couldn't confess for fear of losing her. Tonto, that's only human.
That's right, Kemo Sabe. We get some sleep now?
Right. We have a big day tomorrow. I hope Vince doesn't let us down. Good night, Tonto.
I reckon you men know what this is all about. The False Face gang aims to hit the stage up in the pass, but this time they're due for a surprise. You ready, Ranger?
Vince.
Martha. Honey, what?
I love Jim, Vince. But I love you, too. You say you didn't mean to do it. That you didn't even know you'd done it. I believe you.
Martha.
Whatever it is, Vince. We're in this together. Even if you have to go to prison, I'll wait for you.
I think I loved you all this time. I never really knew you.
Vince, I ask only one thing. You know what will happen when Rennick finds out you turned on him. He'll kill you. I've lost one man, Vince. I couldn't bear to lose another. Don't go with the posse.
Honey, I'm still wearing this star. That makes me marshal for one more hour. I've got to go.
Turn in your star, Vince. Anything, but don't go.
No, Martha, no.
If you can't think of yourself or of me, think of Jackie. He needs you, Vince. He needs you. You're all he's got.
Look, I love Jackie every bit as much as you do. I've gone down this road with Rennick as far as I can go, as far as any man can go, and I ain't going no further.
Martha, this is one thing Vince has to do for himself, as well as for you and Jackie.
Vince. Vince.
Let's go.
Get the gold chest. Smoke him out of there, Ranger.
Don't be too sure. Tonto, get the two prisoners.
If we can hold them off until dark, we'll be all right. Hold your fire. Here comes Al and Joe.
Drop your guns.
Rennick, you've worn that false face for the last time.
Come on, we join Sheriff Posse.
Jim Wade wasn't killed by any 44, Vince. I was lying to you all the time. Lying. Jim was killed with a 45.
45?
Yeah.
And you killed him.
That's
You were
right.
carrying a 45.
That's right, I killed him, Vince. I always meant to tell you different. I couldn't get around to it. So I still got the last laugh on you, Vince. Right to the end.
good. Come on, let's go. Oh, this is great. Tell me you're leaving.
Well, that's that, Elias. I reckon now that townspeople know about me, they'll be wanting this back.
I think not, Vince. All the money stolen by Rennick and his false-faced gang has been recovered and restored to its rightful owners. I've talked it over with the townspeople. They're satisfied, and so am I. That from now on, we'll have a marshal we can really trust.
I shine Pa's star for him, Mr. Rush. Don't it shine pretty?
Sure does, Jackie.
Our work is finished here, Tonto.
Oh, wait.
I didn't even get a chance to thank them.
By the way, you never did tell me. Who is that masked man?
Oh, you ain't never been in trouble before, Elias. Because if you had, you wouldn't need to ask. You'd know. That's the Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger?
Hail Silver! Away! The Lone Ranger. A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver. The Lone Ranger.
There they are. All right, let's get them.
What do you men do here? Raoul! Raoul! Some men steal the cattle! Raoul! Why you murder my husband? He done nothing.
Nothing but rustle out cattle. You Canucks are all alike.
We do not rustle. We buy those cattle.
Mama!
Oh, Etienne, my son.
But who?
Those men from the Slauson Ranch, they come. They say your father steals their cattle. And they...
But Papa paid for those cattle. They are ours.
Etienne, no. No, please, my son. No.
I will kill those men.
Etienne, you must not. You must not. You are but a boy. They will murder you. Then what will become of me?
There are some things a man must do.
Etienne!
Vandalia always been peaceful town, Kemo Sabe.
Well, it's not peaceful now, Tonto. One murder after another. Horse stealing, cattle rustling.
Why a change, Kemo Sabe? Because government open land for homesteader?
I don't know, Tonto. They're blaming the trouble on the Canucks.
The people who come from Canada?
Yes, it's odd. In Canada, they were religious, law-abiding people.
Why them change? Because they're new here in this country?
Well, that's what we're here to find out.
Look, Kemo Sabe.
Stop it, son. Now, why were you trying to drag out those men?
Because they are murderers. They kill my father, steal our cattle.
Well, that may be true. But once you've taken the law into your own hands, you're a criminal, too. You'll ruin your life. Let the law punish them.
Yankee law. I spit on your Yankee law. It is not for Mama and me. We are Canucks.
Suppose we ride into Vandalia, have a talk with Marshal Dillon. He's a fine peace officer and a friend of mine.
So, you are a friend of Marshal Dillon's. That's why you stopped me. That's why you wear a mask. You are one of them!
Stop it, son. I think we'd better take you home and have a talk with your mother.
Merci, monsieur. Merci, I thank you for saving my son. It is enough I lose my husband, but if I lose Etienne also...
And you say your husband bought those cattle?
Oui, monsieur.
In that case, you must have a bill of sale to prove it.
None of them had any proof.
None?
The other men who were murdered and called rustlers.
But these families do say they bought the cattle. We are honest people, monsieur. We do not steal. We will trouble them no more. We will go back to Canada at once.
Maman, what about Papa Baptiste?
Papa Baptiste?
Papa Baptiste is rich from lumber. He gave us money, all of us, to come to this country to make a French settlement.
We had a letter this morning. Papa Baptiste is on his way here now.
Well, may I see that letter?
Oui, monsieur.
Papa Baptiste arrives tomorrow.
Oui, monsieur.
Well, I think you should stay, ma'am. One day won't make any difference. And it could mean saving everything you've worked for.
He is right, Maman.
Then you trust these men?
Oui.
Très bien. We will wait for Papa Baptiste.
Runaway wagon.
Him dead, Kemo Sabe?
Yes, Tonto.
Him Papa Baptiste?
Yes. This is a great tragedy. This man was the Canucks' last hope for happiness in our country.
When him not come, Canucks all quit and go back to Canada.
Maybe they won't go back. I have a plan, Tonto. Monsieur Slauson, I have come to you because you are a friend of my people.
Well, that's right. What can I do for you, Mr.
Pierre Baptiste.
The one called Papa Baptiste?
Oui, monsieur. That is my nickname. Monsieur, I wish to buy the cattle.
Buy cattle?
Oui, monsieur. For the families of Canucks who were killed as rustlers.
I see.
Monsieur, there is just one thing. My people, they are proud. They will not accept the charity.
Uh-huh. Well, now, maybe I can help you there. Suppose we have my men deliver the cattle to the Canucks ranches as, well, let's say, gifts. Gifts of sympathetic American friends.
C'est magnifique. Bien, monsieur, bien. Voila. Now, monsieur, if you will give Pierre the bill of sale.
Anything for a friend. You know, you're the kind of a man it's a pleasure to do business with.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Merci beaucoup.
There, that should do it. All legal and proper.
Perfection, monsieur.
I'll have my men cut out and deliver the cattle right away.
Au revoir.
Dan, I wanted to...
Something is wrong, monsieur? You are sick?
Oh, there's nothing wrong. I'm all right.
Ah, très bien. Then I will be going. There is much to do. Au revoir. Au revoir, monsieur.
What's wrong with you? Well, it ain't every day you can speak to a dead man. What? I swear that's the Canuck I killed on the Vandalia Road. Well, you must have missed, and the old coot played possum. Good thing, too. Or we wouldn't have this.
Hey, where'd you get it?
Sold him some cattle for the Canuck families. Cattle that will never have to leave the ranch. We're supposed to deliver them.
That's a good one, that is.
And the next time you shoot Papa Baptiste, make sure he's dead.
Don't worry, I will.
Voila.
Now remember, if you abandon the homestead before 5 years, you lose the house and all improvements, too.
Agreed. Reid. Monsieur, there is just one thing.
What's that?
I have bought the cattle. You record for Brazier the bill of sale, oui?
Sure thing. Is this a joke or what?
Monsieur, what you mean?
This paper. It's blank.
Blank? Oh, monsieur, Pierre is a stupid fellow. He makes a big mistake. I bring the wrong papier. Pierre, be right back. Be right back. Au revoir.
Everything go all right, Kemo Sabe?
I think so, Tonto. As Papa Batiste would say, we are ready to bait the trap. I need your help.
This time I won't miss.
I didn't shoot.
Me shoot him.
You what for?
Canuck. Me hate Canuck.
You sure he's dead?
You try say I miss?
Oh, put that away. You know, I know a man that can use you if you want a job.
Not Canuck.
No. Man I work for, Dan Slauson.
Me plenty poor. Could use job.
Good.
What matter?
Nothing, I guess. All of a sudden it struck me that I've seen you somewhere before.
Hello, boys.
What's happened, mister?
I found this man's body beside the road and been shot.
Well, that's the man who was in my office yesterday. Filed for a homestead.
You're under arrest, masked man, for murder.
On what authority?
My own. Who else? I'm marshal of this town, Roy Dillon.
You're who?
Roy Dillon. Now turn over your guns. You're in trouble, mister. Real trouble. Riding into town with this cock and bull story about finding a body. I'll bet you're the one who's been murdering these Canucks all along. Come on, I got a nice, clean cell all swept out for you.
Do you mind looking after my horse?
Sure thing.
We have lost all hope. We all go back to Canada.
If you do, you lose everything. Your land, your homes.
And my son.
Etienne?
Oui. When he heard you had murdered Papa Batiste, he swore to get ransom and Slauson himself.
Do you believe I betrayed your trust? That I'm a murderer?
No. For some reason, I do not.
Mrs. Sharon, listen to me carefully. I'm being held here illegally. The man wearing that badge is not Marshal Dillon.
Then he is working with them?
There's no doubt of it. The real Marshal Dillon is my friend. I believe he was murdered on the trail to Vandalia.
But what can I do?
Go home. Persuade your son not to make this terrible mistake. Ask your people to wait just a little longer.
Then there is still hope.
There is still hope.
We can't wait any longer. You stay here, Injun. Tell Ronson we've gone to the Parachute place, then to Sharon's to buy him up.
Ah, me tell him that.
Let's go, Dillon.
What you doing, Injun?
Me do like Mr. Slauson say.
Yeah? Now I know you. You're the Injun that was with the masked man the first time I shot Batiste.
I know Sloss left a message for us. He said he would. Now, where is it?
I warned you about taking the law into your own hands.
You warned me after you killed Papa Baptiste.
I didn't kill Papa Baptiste. I was Papa Baptiste. Etienne, for your mother's sake, I want you to help me. Take your gun. Go on, take it. I'll do exactly as I tell you.
I'm gonna give you one more chance, ain't you? See what that is. Hey, what were those shots? Hey! Two shots, they come at the right time?
Perfect. Now help me get these two inside. Tonto, I want you to find the land agent Burrow. Bring him to the Charon place. Etienne, when your father was killed, was there a blank piece of paper in his pocket?
Oui?
It's just what I wanted to know. Dan Slauson will be here any minute to buy your ranch. I want you to sell it to him.
Say it. But I do not understand.
You will. Write the bill of sale with this ink. Use no other.
But I do not understand.
Slauson and the phony marshal. I want you to do exactly as I told you. This ink.
I've always been a good friend to you, Canucks. That's why I'm buying up all your ranches, giving you a stake to go back to your homes in Canada.
It is very kind of you, monsieur.
Now, how much would you take for your place, ma'am?
How much were those cattle my husband stole?
Oh, about $500.
Then that is what I will take.
All right, ma'am, it's a deal. If you just give us the deed.
I do not have a real deed. I will write you, how you call it, a bill of sale.
Very nice, Mrs. Huron. Legal in any court. Now, here is your money. And bon voyage on your trip back to Canada.
Bye, ma'am. You know, Dan, we control every last piece of property in this valley now. And with a new railroad company...
Wait a minute.
What's the matter?
It's blank. She cheated us.
Something is wrong, monsieur?
Look at that. A blank piece of paper.
That's right. Just like the bill of sale you gave her husband, and written with the same ink. The disappearing ink I found in your desk drawer. Now remove your gun belts. Real easy, like.
All right, now, mister, drop your guns. She's gonna be our safe conduct out of here. One move from you and she gets it. All right, come on, Dillon.
Slauson posed as a friend of the Canucks. He sold you cattle, then wrote the bill of sale in disappearing ink. Feeding makes the writing reappear.
But how could he hope to get away with this?
He was playing on a basic weakness of human nature, making everyone suspicious of those who speak in a foreign language, like you Canucks. Come.
Incredible. Monsieur, I owe you everything. My home, even my son.
He's a good boy, now that he's learned to let the law do his fighting for him. Goodbye, Mrs. Charon.
Au revoir. Au revoir, monsieur. He lives, and I do not even know his name.
I know it. He calls himself Le Chasseur Solitaire.
The Lone Ranger.
Silver! Away! The Lone Ranger. Fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver. The Lone Ranger.
Sure is beautiful country, fella. Should have come here years ago. Well, just a little further to the water. I'll give you a drink there. Good shooting. I think we better find a place to camp.
The river not far from here, Kemo Sabe. There's plenty shade and water there.
All right, we'll go there.
There he is, watering his horse.
You couldn't ask for a better shot. It's like taking candy from a baby. All right, let's get back to the ranch before we're missed.
Tonto! Time to eat!
Me come, Kemo Sabe. Kemo Sabe, party of man in river. Dead, Kemo Sabe?
No, he's still alive. He's been shot. We've got to get that bullet out fast.
Oh, somebody shot me.
Take it easy, son.
Mask. Was it you?
No, we didn't put that bullet in you, but we're going to have to take it out.
Who are you?
Me pull you out of river.
But if you didn't shoot me, who did?
That's what you're going to have to tell us. After we take care of that wound.
Oh.
It hurt plenty. You bite on this. How boy feel now, Kemo Sabe?
Oh, he's asleep. I think we'd better let him rest for a while.
It's good thing him pass out when you probe for bullet. Him not feel pain so much.
Tonto, let me take a look at that photo. And it was fired from a .30 caliber rifle. At least we have something to go on.
You think whoever shoot at him may be still somewhere nearby?
That's what I'm afraid of.
Maybe it's a good idea for me to go take a look around. Make sure nobody see us pull boy from river.
You do that. I'd better stay here and keep an eye on the young fellow.
Maybe back soon. You're right, Scout. Look like we on wild goose chase. Now we go back now.
Did you find anything, Tonto?
Nothing, Kemo Sabe. Me ride 2 or 3 miles upstream, follow trail along riverbank.
There was no sign of where the ambusher was hiding?
No tracks, Kemo Sabe. Me look everywhere, but ground very rocky.
We'll just have to wait till the boy wakes up before we get any more information. In the meantime, we better make some coffee. You may want it.
Sure tastes good. Guess I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you two. And how I can ever thank you.
No need for thanks. Just tell us who you are and why somebody wanted to kill you.
I can answer the first part, but not the second. My name is Kip Holloway. I was on my way to visit my grandfather. Maybe you've heard of him. His name is Chad Banyan.
Chad Banyan? Him run biggest spread in this territory.
This is your first trip west, isn't it?
I'm afraid so, mister. My mother married a man from Boston, so I lived all my life there. My folks died last year, and Granddad said it was high time I paid him a visit.
Who else knew you were coming?
Just about everybody, I guess. See, it's sort of a celebration. Granddad's getting married next week. Real nice old gal named Emmy Corkle. She's his housekeeper. They both wrote me and wanted me to come out for the ceremony.
And you have no idea who tried to shoot you?
I haven't the faintest. I caught a glimpse of 2 men on the bluff, but of course I don't know who they were. Look, could I borrow one of your horses? I really ought to be on my way.
You're not going anywhere, Kip. That wound needs time to heal.
But Granddad will be expecting me.
When word gets out that you're still alive, whoever ambushed you may try again. We can't let that happen. Tonto, I want you to ride to his grandfather's ranch. Tell Mr. Banyan what happened.
Me do, Kemo Sabe.
Tell him to send back some men he can trust, so Kip will have a safe escort back to the ranch.
Me ride fast. Me back soon.
Chad, you've been pacing out there all afternoon. You're not going to bring Kip here any faster by wearing that game leg of yours down to a stump.
Well, he's late, Emmy. I'm afraid something's happened to him.
I'll stop you fretting. After all, the boy's a stranger to our roads. It's bound to take him longer than it would one of your own men.
I reckon you're right, Emmy. It's just that well, he's the only kinfolks that I got. And I ain't never seen him before.
Well, I don't blame you for being impatient. I reckon I'm near as anxious to see him as you are.
Oh, it's going to be real nice when he gets here, Emmy. Just the 3 of us running this spread together. My new wife, and my very own grandson. Gives a fellow a reason to want to start living all over again. Is that him coming to me?
No, Chad. Just a couple of hands coming in from the range.
Oh.
Hey, where you boys been all day? Ain't seen hide nor hair of you.
Me and Duke been out in the north pasture, Miss Corkle. The fence needed mending.
Oh, well, then you better head on over to the bunkhouse. You're going to miss your grub.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's time for your grub, too.
Emmy, how can I eat until
Now. We'll have our supper right out here on the porch. You can watch for the boy just as well sitting down as you can standing up.
What?
And I don't want no more back talk out of you, Chad Banyan. Chad, you're not eating enough to keep a hummingbird alive.
Emmy, look.
No, Chad. It ain't your grandson. Less than Kip's an Indian.
Well, welcome, Indian. Something we can do for you?
Me have message for Chad Banyan.
Well, I'm Chad Banyan.
My message for you alone.
Well, now, this is my housekeeper, Emmy Corkle. Next week, she's going to be my wife. So anything you say to me, you can say to her.
That's all right, then.
Out with it, Indian. What's the message?
Two men tried to kill your grandson.
Kill Kip?
Oh, no.
Bullet hit him in the shoulder, knock him from horse into river. Me see him in water and pull him out.
Well, where's he now?
My friend stay with him along river. Him lose plenty blood.
You sure he's safe?
Him safe. My friend not leave him.
Indian, I can't tell you how grateful we are to you for saving his life.
Well, what I can't understand is who'd want to shoot him.
Why, he has no enemies out here. The boy's a stranger to these parts.
My friend say you send somebody bring boy back safe. When word get out him still alive, men who try to shoot him maybe try again.
The Indian's right, Emmy. We must send some of our men to bring Kip in.
But how do you know you can trust them?
Our own men.
Now, easy, Chad. After all, you've been riding him kind of hard lately. Maybe a couple of the boys worked up a grudge against you and tried to take it out on your grandson.
Well, then I'm going after him myself. Game leg or no game leg.
You'll do nothing of the sort. You wouldn't last half a mile.
Well, I've got to send somebody, Emmy. Somebody I can trust.
And that's exactly who is going, Chad. Now, you keep your setting. I ain't no powder puff female, but back on my pappy's farm, I was right handy with a gun when I had to be. You and me'll bring that boy back safe.
Emmy, you're just a woman.
Shh, now, hush up, Chad. In another week, Kip will be my grandson, too. Reckon I got a right to help save his life. When do we leave, Indian?
It'd be dark soon. Bet we'll wait till morning. Me find trail faster then.
Fair enough. We'll leave at daybreak. Now, you come on up here and get yourself some grub. I'll get you a clean plate. Why, your ribs must be near stuck together from hunger.
And tell me all about my grandson, Indian. All about him.
How far is it from here?
Half day's ride, maybe. Boy be back by nightfall. Horse is plenty thirsty.
Can't say as I blame him. It's a sticky hot day. How much further?
5, 6 miles, maybe. Scout, what's the matter?
That horse of yours is sure a nervous critter. What's ailing him?
Him trying to tell me something. Me think maybe somebody follow us.
You act like that horse could talk.
Him tell me when danger near.
Well, you may be right, Indian. Still, how could anyone be following us? Nobody even knows we left the ranch. Anyways, we're here, so we might as well get on.
You sure we ain't lost them?
No, this is where they wanted their horses. Look at those hoof prints. Let's keep moving.
What is it now, Indian?
I hear sound on trail behind us.
Could be the wind.
No, not wind. Me hear horses coming.
Now, you've got me worried. Are you sure you're not imagining things?
Let me show you. We take cover.
I sure hope you're wrong. If we're being followed, it means real trouble.
We find out plenty soon. Listen.
Looks like they left a trail here.
It means they're getting closer to the kid. We'll catch up with them fast if we want to finish them off.
There must be men who tried to kill boy.
I'm afraid you're right.
We take them prisoner, not give them a second chance.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Tracks go off there.
You reach fast.
No, Indian. You do the reaching. And drop that gun. Now.
What went wrong, Ma?
That horse of the Indians was just too smart. It warned him you were coming.
Why you do this?
Wasn't much else I could do, Indian. when these two idiot sons of mine bungled the job I sent them out on.
But, Ma, like we told you last night, we were sure he was dead.
Double dead. Cash put a bullet in him and he fell into the river.
These your sons?
Yeah, but Chad Banyan don't know it. You see, they got kind of long prison records. So have I, for that matter. But I figured what Chad didn't know wouldn't hurt him.
So that's it. You marry Mr. Benyon so ranch come to you someday.
That's right. Me and my boys. And I ain't aiming to share it with no Eastern tenderfoot neither. Once he's out of the way, I'll be next of kin.
You'll never get ranch now. Me not take you to boy.
I think you will. There's ways of persuading you. Cash?
Not talk. I know you, Small. He ain't gonna lead us to that kid.
Looks like we're beat, Ma.
Not quite. Maybe if that horse of his was smart enough to warn him, it's smart enough to lead us to where the kid is. Tie and gag the Indian. All right, horse, you know where to take him. Lead the way. Yeah!
Good boy, Silver.
Mister, that's the finest horse I've ever seen.
He's more than that, Kip. A faithful friend. Many's the time he saved my life. All right, Silver. Let's see if you can do that new trick I taught you. Come on, boy. All right, Silver. When I snap my fingers and raise my hands, you rear up and come at me. All right, boy? Good boy, Silver. I knew you could.
That's a wonderful horse. I'm getting kind of worried. Shouldn't Tonto be back by now with some of Granddad's men?
It's too soon to worry, Kip. Let's give Tonto a few more hours.
Now, what's that horse stop for?
Give him time. He's led us this far. He'll know the way to go. I figure we must be getting pretty close to where the kid is hidden. The Indian told me when we stopped to water the horses it was only 5 or 6 miles.
What about the Indian? Still out cold?
Dead to the world. I must have hit him even harder than I thought. Come on, boy. Show us the way.
Pretty smart, Indian. But you'll pay for this.
No use, Ma. That horse took off like grease lightning. Must be more than a mile from here by now.
Yes, and headed for the kid and who's ever with him. I don't like it, Ma. Why don't we finish off the Indian and get out of here while we still got a chance?
What's the matter with you two, anyway? Sure, we're in trouble. Sure, that horse will head for the kid and his friend. But there's one thing the horse can't tell him, and that's how many of us are coming.
What good'll that do us?
Plenty of good. We are going to set a little trap, and the kid and his friend are going to walk right into it. Only this time, I'll make sure the Indian won't get a chance to warn him.
Don't bother, Ma.
I wish I could do that. Don't you ever worry? Tonto should have been here long ago.
Worry won't get him here any sooner, Kip. Patience, may.
Looks like him coming now.
Scout, something's happened to Tonto.
Wonder what happened.
Scout's trying to tell us something. Town has been attacked. They'll probably follow Scout's trail here. We'd better take cover and be ready for an emergency.
They've got Tonto.
Don't worry. They won't have him for long.
Hold it.
Drop your guns and get over there. Get off your horses. Hurry up. You. This side. Watch them, Kip, while I look after Tonto. You all right, Tonto?
Where woman?
What woman?
I'm right behind you, mister. All right, boy. Drop that gun. Drop it or I'll put a bullet in you.
Better do as she says, Kip.
Well, I'm glad you show more sense than the kid, mister. Now, drop yours. The three of you, line up over there. Get...
Who are you, anyway?
Why, I'm Emmy Corkle, Kip. Your new grandma to be.
You and Granddad both wrote you wanted me to come out here.
I had to. How else could I be sure of getting rid of you?
These are sons, Kip. She wants you dead, so she be next of kin. Then she own Olive Ranch.
Surely you're not going to kill these men. They've done you no harm.
Harm enough to cost them their lives.
How will you explain Kip's death to his grandfather?
Easy. I found him dead. Killed by a masked man who was waiting to ambush me and the Indians. He got the Indian, but I got him.
Very convincing, Mrs. Corkle. But it won't work.
No. You think you've got a way out of it?
Yes, I know I have.
Oh, well, you've got me interested, mister. How?
Just by snapping my fingers.
Snap 'em.
Thanks. I will.
Look out, Ma!
Now, Mrs. Corkle, you and your boys have a date with the sheriff. On your feet.
And it was Emmy who wanted you killed, boy. When I think of how she looked after me these last 5 years, it just don't make sense.
That was all part of her plan, Mr. Banyan. First to win your confidence, and then to win your ranch.
You're all I've got left now, boy. You will stick with me, though, won't you?
You bet I'm sticking, Granddad. I just hope I'm good enough to help you with this spread.
You'll do a fine job, Kip. Well, it's time Tonto and I were riding on. Adios.
Bye. I'm sure grateful to those two men, boy. If they hadn't come along when they did, you'd be dead by now. And so would I, like as not.
They're one of the main reasons I like the West so much, Granddad, because it has men like them.
You know, I never even got a chance to ask that masked fellow's name. Do you know what it is?
You bet I do. The Indian told me. He's the man they call the Lone Ranger.
Hail Silver! Away! The Lone Ranger. Fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver. The Lone Ranger.
I'm sure the smoke came from this direction.
There, Kemo Sabe. What do you think happened, Kemo Sabe? Maybe outlaw ambush?
Well, it could be.
And driver probably flee horses and get away. There are tracks of Indian ponies.
Tonto, look.
Why, you Taro? Blue Feather not kind of man to break peace treaty.
Well, I know. I don't understand it. I wonder why. Paiutes, Tonto.
Ah, war paint say them great warriors kill many men. But we never see this line of black before, Kemo Sabe. Fort Stevens not far. We take them there?
Tempers are running high at the fort. It might be wiser to turn them over to Indian justice.
But if Blue Feather decide to make war?
Blue Feather decides to make war. It's better we know about it now. We'll take these two to Blue Feather's camp. Aloha, me.
Shosho na that's it. Matena. That's Shona. Lone Ranger and Tonto, great friends of Paiute Nation. Do right to bring renegade braves here. Indian council decide on punishment.
Then there was no thought of war in Blue Feather's heart?
Blue Feather, man of peace. Signed paper in blood. No war, masked man.
On forehead of brave who attack us, there was black line. What it mean, Blue Feather?
You call us friends, yet you will not answer.
1, 2, 3 moons ago, when Blue Feather signed paper of peace, many Paiute think him wrong. Say him traitor. Say Indian must fight for land. These men form band. Paint black on forehead. Black for death. Black for war.
Who leads these men?
Running Horse.
Your brother?
Running Horse grow wiser soon.
I know how you feel, Chief.
Blue Feather protect his red brother. But Blue Feather have many brothers. Red, white. Is it fair to protect only one brother at expense of all?
Blue Feather talk to Running Horse soon.
Time for talk is past.
I have spoken.
As you wish. It grows late. Tonto and I have many miles to ride.
Where you go, masked man?
To the fort. To speak with Colonel Wickstrom.
You tell white soldiers about attack on wagon?
I will. But I'll tell them, too, that the braves will be punished. That Blue Feather is a chief who loves justice.
Return soon, masked man.
Ben Murray. Heard you were going back east. Change your mind?
No, I'm just waiting for a wagon train. Don't much take the idea of striking out on my own.
You take any parties out lately, Ben?
Why not? You're still the best guide in the Southwest.
No more, mister. No more.
Come on, Tonto.
And I tell you, Colonel, I'm getting sick of this waiting. My sister and I have very important business in San Carlos, and we intend to take care of it whether you approve of the trip or not.
Mr. Walker, this isn't Philadelphia. This is a western frontier. Of course, if I could spare a military escort...
We do not need a military escort, sir.
Then you're one of the bravest men I've ever met, or one of the most foolish.
Colonel!
It's all right, Miss Sally. These men are friends of ours. Welcome back to Fort Stevens, Mr. Tonto.
Colonel.
Good to see you again, Colonel Wickstrom.
Thank you. These young folks are just out from the east about a week ago. Jed Walker and his sister, Miss Sally. Tonto and the Lone Ranger.
How do you do?
The Lone Ranger? Oh, but I thought you were a legend. I mean, I didn't think you were real. Well, I mean,
we understand this.
Well, maybe you'd help us understand. What's supposed to be so terrible about not wanting a military escort?
2 reasons, Mr. Walker. In the first place, the territory between here and San Carlos is nearly all desert. And if you've never been alone on the desert before, you don't know how easy it is to become lost. In the second place, the Paiutes are on the warpath again. Colonel, we found a burning wagon.
Blue Feather not to blame. Attack made by renegades.
Did you talk to him?
Yes. He claims it was his brother. But Blue Feather says he can calm him down.
Well, who cares if he can or not? What's an occasional redskin anyway?
An occasional redskin?
All right, Mr. Walker, since you've got your mind made up, and the Colonel can't offer you an escort, Tonto and I'll go along for protection.
I don't need protection, and I don't want protection. Can any of you get that through your heads? Colonel, my sister and I are leaving here tomorrow morning at 7 sharp. Good day to you, sir. Come along, Sally.
I'm sorry.
I understand this.
Your brother not no danger on desert.
Oh, I think he does, though he won't admit it. It's just the way he is.
You see, Miss Sally, sometimes the braver a man acts, the more unsure he is.
Oh, you're quite right. I think I can tell you in confidence. Jed has been looking for a guide, on his own.
Then maybe him find guide on his own.
Sally!
I think everything will be all right, miss.
Oh, thank you both very much.
Bye.
Bye. What do you mean Walker will find a guide? Why, there hasn't been one guide at this fort for over a month.
Yeah, one here now.
Who?
Ben Murray.
Ben Murray? Oh, no. Ben is through. Did you know that Ben went all to pieces after that fracas last March? Why, there were 18 people killed in that party. He told me himself that he turned tail and ran when the Paiutes attacked. No, sir, you'll never get Ben to go out again.
Colonel, I know it isn't going to be easy.
Well, why try?
Because it's the only way for Ben to get his courage back. And because Tonto and I think he's worth saving.
Well, suppose he runs away from the Walkers, too.
Them intend to go alone in the first place.
Besides, we'll be in shooting distance.
Then you're just going to follow.
That's right.
Why you two want to stick your necks out is certainly beyond me, but I guess you make it a habit of doing that, huh? Well, I can't stop you, and I don't suppose I would if I could. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Colonel. Come on, Tonto, we'll try and find Ben.
Adios.
You're a hard man to find, Ben.
Maybe I don't want to be found.
We've got a job for you.
I'm not interested.
How you know that? You're not here yet.
All right, what is it?
Guide for a party going to San Carlos.
Well, now, you're just full of jokes, aren't you?
You know, Ben, I thought I knew you. Now I'm not so sure.
Why not? I'm a coward. It's simple. There's nothing complicated about that.
You're wrong, Ben. Cowardice is the most complicated thing on this earth.
Ben, you're not first man to run from fight.
I don't care about the others. I'm concerned with me.
How long is this going to keep up?
What?
This self-pity.
Now, I think you're going too far, mister.
You made a mistake last March. You run away. That's all over now.
Still running, Ben?
No.
Well, that's the first of the battles. Coming back to face the truth.
Look, you were right when you said you didn't understand me. Mister, I can't take any more wagon trains west.
Ben, there's a boy and girl going to San Carlos tomorrow. They need a guide. They might die if you don't help them.
And they'll have to die.
All right. Guess we were wrong. Come on, Tonto.
Mister. Never mind.
Well, mister, it looks like you made a mistake. Ben would have been here long before this if your talk had done any good.
Give him time, Colonel.
Yeah, Ben needs more than time.
Kemo Sabe.
Howdy.
Hello.
You Jed Walker?
Yes?
I hear you're headed for San Carlos.
That's right.
Do you need a guide?
Well, yeah, I suppose we could use one.
My name's Murray. Ben Murray.
Pleased to know you. Murray.
Yeah, that's right.
Seems I've heard that name somewhere before. Murray. Oh, Sally. I want you to meet our new guide, Mr. Ben Murray. It's my sister.
It's a pleasure, Miss Walker.
Mr. Murray?
All right, Murray.
Huh?
Lead the way.
Yeah.
Now, them be out of fort soon.
Come on, Tonto.
Just a minute. You know, the Spanish have a wonderful phrase for occasions like this, but I can't think
Vaya con Dios.
That's it. Go with God.
Ooh.
How's it look?
It's empty, and that's good. There's a water hole up ahead about a mile and a half. We'll stop there for a bit.
Yeah.
How far have we come, Mr. Murray?
Oh, 50, 60 miles.
Hot.
It'll get worse.
Murray. Still think I've heard that name somewhere before.
Oh?
Ben Murray. Hey, wait a minute. Didn't I read somewhere last spring about a guy who ran away and... You? Was that you, mister?
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon it was.
Oh, fine. Well, that just makes things dandy.
Chad, for heaven's sake.
The West, the land of the brave. I swear I don't understand you people. All you have to do to win this whole new territory is to run a few savages off it. Instead, you run. You hide. You tremble like whipped dogs.
Chad, please. Mr. Murray, look. What is it?
Pirate smoke. War talk.
Well, now, don't you fret, Ben boy. If there's any trouble, Sally and I'll take care of it. You just run along.
Walker, you're about the biggest fool I ever did see. Bar none, the biggest. I don't know what you think an Indian attack is like, but mister, you better pray you never find out. Now, let's get going.
War signals, Kemo Sabe.
Ben's moving on. We better stay as close to them as possible. Come on. Better not look.
Him hurt bad, Kemo Sabe?
He'll be all right, Tonto. You'd better take over.
Mister, there's no way we can thank you.
Forget it, Ben. How do you feel?
I'm hanging on.
Walker's lost a lot of blood. We'll have to rest for a while before we go on to San Carlos.
I know a place about a quarter of a mile from here. Guarded on 3 sides. We ought to be safe there for a while anyway.
Let's go. We'll rest here for a while. Over there, Tonto.
What do the drums mean? Are they going to attack again?
No, not yet. Not as long as the drums keep beating. It's when they stop.
Maybe there's still one way out of here, Kemo Sabe.
You mean Blue Feather?
Ah, maybe me can get through to him. Maybe him come back here before dawn with braves.
Tonto? You'd risk your own life to save us? To save me? You, an Indian?
All men are brothers, Mr. Walker. Some have red skin, some have black skin, some have white skin, but we all brothers. Me go now, Kemo Sabe.
Be careful, Tonto.
It's about time for me to take a look out, mister. Everything normal?
Seems to be, Ben.
Yeah, you get yourself some rest. I'll call you in an hour or so.
All right.
What do the drums mean? Are they going to attack again?
No, not yet. Not as long as the drums keep beating. It's when they stop. When they stop. quit yet. As long as the drums keep beating. It's when they stop.
That was the final battle, Ben. Never have to fight it again.
You saw me.
Yes.
But you didn't call out.
It was a contest within yourself. Nobody else had any business in it. You won, and that's the way it had to be.
It's gonna be dawn pretty soon. I wonder if Tonto made it.
I wonder.
Mister? What's wrong? Something's different.
The drums have stopped, Jed.
Then they'll be attacking soon.
I'll help.
No, Walker. No, you stay here with your sister. We'll take care of things.
Aren't you afraid?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm scared stiff.
So am I. Funny, I never was able to admit that to myself before. I was too busy hiding it, so I had to talk big. I always knew there was some I couldn't fool. I don't expect you'll understand me, Murray. Only to forgive me.
All right.
Ben, how do you feel?
I feel like I've got 3 heads, but I think I'll live.
All renegades now captured, masked man. Blue feather wrong. Tonto right. One brother not worth many lives.
This is the way it had to be, Blue Feather.
Travel is now safe in Paiute country. No more attacks, no more war, thanks to masked friend.
And to the great chief of the Paiutes. Well, Ben, you and Jed are all right. Tonto and I'll be riding on.
I feel better than I've ever felt in my life, mister.
Sure owe you a debt of thanks, mister. For everything.
Good luck in San Carlos. Adios.
What wonderful men. Do you think we'll ever see them again?
Sure we will. If we ever need their help. That's one thing I finally learned, Miss Walker. You can always depend on Tonto and the Lone Ranger.
I'll Silver! Away! The Lone Ranger. Fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver. The Lone Ranger.
Yeah, Engine. Me look for Marshal Bill Nichols. Nichols, why? Him old friend me pass through town and wants to stop say hello. Try the hotel later on this afternoon. He generally gets in about 4:30. Him not work here anymore? No, he retired. I took over about 6 months ago. My name's Hendricks. Look, I'm a little bit busy if there's anything else.
Nothing else.
Say, Injun, wait a minute. Maybe you can help me out. Do you know Tom Bryant?
No.
Well, he's the banker here in Two Rivers. I've got some papers he ought to sign. I'm not going to have time to drop them off myself. Would you deliver them for me?
Will you take them to him at bank?
If he was at the bank, I'd take them over myself. No, he and his son are staying home today. You can't miss it. It's the first big ranch on the South Road. Well?
Let me go.
All right, much obliged. Take your gun off and leave it here in the office.
Why leave gun?
It's a local ordinance, Injun. You can pick the gun up when you come back from Brian's ranch.
No, Dad. I'm through taking your orders. I'm through working for you at the bank. From now on, I'm going to live my own life.
Stop playing the child. Be a man. Can't you once be a man?
No, not the kind you want me to be. Not the cold-blooded banker. No regard for anything except the almighty dollar. I'm going to work my way through law school.
You'd starve to death before you get your diploma.
Well, that's my business. The West needs good lawyers, and that's what I'm going to do.
All my life, I've worked to pile up a fortune. For you. I've made myself the biggest man in this territory, so that someday you could take over and be even bigger. Before I'd let you throw that all away, I'd send you to prison as a thief.
Thief? I've never stolen anything in my life.
No, but I'll accuse you of taking $10,000 out of the bank, and I can rig the books for evidence to make it stick.
You wouldn't dare go that far. You're bluffing.
Try me and see.
All right, I will. Get out of my way, I'm leaving.
You're staying. That's an order.
Now, get out of my way. That's an order.
Give me that gun.
Dad! I didn't mean to shoot you. It was an accident. Get away from that door! Wherever you are! Get away! Stay away!
Marshal!
Well, Injun, I see you got back.
Marshal, you come quick. Me see murder.
Murder? Where?
At Bryant's house. Me see young feller named Fred shoot banker doing argument.
Fred?
Me tried to enter house, but him shoot at me through door. Me decide to come back here, tell you what happened.
Oh, much obliged, Injun. Where do you think you're going?
Help capture young man.
Now, without a deputy's badge on, you're not. You've told your story, now make tracks. I'll take over from here.
Well, Tonto, did you see Marshal Bill Nichols?
I'll have chance, Kemo Sabe. Town had a new marshal named Hendricks. Him say Nichols retired maybe 6 months ago.
Yes, I remember Bill saying he wanted to return to private life.
Maybe him quit too soon.
What do you mean?
Me see murder today. Me think Hendricks not able to handle investigation.
You saw a murder?
Me take paper to home a banker named Bryant. See young feller shoot him.
Tom Bryant?
You know him?
Well, I've heard of him. Politically and financially, he's one of the most important figures in the West. I think we'd better return to Two Rivers and offer our help.
People ask many questions about mask.
Tonto, I won't wear this mask. Tom Bryant's murder doesn't seem to have caused too much excitement here in town.
Me not understand it, Kemo Sabe.
That's the way you guard your post. Law's supposed to be wide awake, alert, ready for any emergency.
Come on, Pop. Now, what do you want?
Huh?
You know this old geezer, Injun?
Ah, him friend. Him come see if you find murderer.
What murderer?
Man named Fred. Him kill banker.
What are you talking about, Injun?
Let me tell you about him an hour ago.
I never saw you before in my life. Now, if this is some kind of a joke...
Just a minute, Marshal. You call my Indian friend here a liar?
Look, if there was a murder in Two Rivers, I'd know about it. Maybe the redskin here got hold of a little too much firewater.
Me not argue. Me go Bryant's house.
I say we all go, Marshal. Come on.
Well, suit yourself, but Brian's a mighty busy man. You better have a pretty good reason for wanting to bother him. Just leave your guns here.
My guns? What for?
It's the law.
Look at here, Marshal. I ain't traveling this town without me six-shooters. You want them? Try and take them. Make your draw. Ain't drawn yet? Not so fast, eh, Sonny?
Okay, Pop, you win. You can keep the guns. I don't guess you'll hurt anybody with them.
What do you say? Let's go, Injun. Come on, Marshal.
Marshal Hendricks.
Just a minute.
Howdy, Fred. I'm sorry to bother you, but these fellows wanted to see your dad. I told them he was probably busy, but they seemed awful set on it.
Well, couldn't you come back a little later? My father is busy.
Look here, Sonny. We ain't leaving till we meet your father face to face. You might as well make up your mind to that.
Fred, who is it?
Someone to see you, Dad.
Oh, all right, all right. Oh, it's you, Hendricks.
You not hurt, sir?
Hurt? Me? Of course not. What's this all about, Hendricks?
Well, I don't rightly know myself, sir. These two came storming into my office a while ago claiming you'd been shot, so...
Shot? By whom?
By him. Me see through window.
Indian, I don't know what you're trying to prove, but I don't think it's very funny. This gentleman happens to be my son. Furthermore, he doesn't even own a gun, do you, Fred?
No, Father.
Huh. Don't look much like a man with a bullet in him, does he, Injun?
I've never felt better in my life. And now, if you're convinced I'm not a ghost, maybe you let me get back to my work.
Me sorry to bother you, sir.
Yeah, me too.
Come on.
Oh, Hendricks.
Yes, sir?
Can you spare a moment? I'd like to talk to you.
Well, sure, Mr. Bryan. They're gone.
Help me to the couch.
Me not know what to say, Kemo Sabe. Me see Fred shoot his father.
I'm sure you did, Tonto. There was a smell of medicine in the room, the kind they use when they bandage a gunshot wound.
And here more proof, Kemo Sabe. Bullet holes made when Fred shoot at me. But why them try to fool us?
We might find the answer if we look hard enough. We'd better get back to camp. I knew that crazy Indian had come back. I still think we ought to call in a doctor.
You're a fool, Hendricks. I'm beginning to wonder why I ever had you appointed marshal. No doctor could look at this and say it was an accident. At least we've got the bleeding stopped. I'll be as good as new in a few days. But you, after the way I've planned for you, made things easy for you, and now this. It's a terrible thing to know that you've failed with your own son.
Then why didn't you let me go this morning?
I'd never let go of anything that's mine. I'll still make a man of you. My kind of man. Strong, powerful.
Ruthless like you.
I'll teach you to be like me if it kills both of us. I've got you where I want you now. If you step out of line, I'll send you to prison for shooting me.
Even though it was an accident?
I'll swear it was intentional. But nobody's to know about any of this unless I say so. Understand?
Nobody does know about it except us three and that Indian.
Yes, the Indian. If he comes back to town, jail him. And see that he never sets foot in Two Rivers again. Now get out of here, both of you. Let me rest.
Tonto, I think we'd better have a talk with Bill Nichols. If former marshal of Two Rivers. He may be able to give us some information about that banker and his son. After all, concealing the gunshot wound is against the law.
And Marshal Hendricks not seem to think so.
Hendricks is paid by Tom Bryant. He does whatever he says. But Bill Nichols can't be influenced. If he knows anything, he'll tell us.
Me ride into town and bring him back here for a talk.
I'll be waiting. Be careful, Tonto.
Real persistent, ain't you, Injun? Now, that's kind of too bad, because I don't think you're going to like our jail cell one bit.
You not have right to arrest me.
No? You got a job, Injun?
No.
Well, that's vagrancy, and besides, you're wearing a gun again. Either one of them charges is enough. Come on, let's go. Okay, Bruckner, get out.
You said I could sleep here tonight, Marshal.
No, not tonight, pal. Sorry.
Never get to stay in jail when I want. People always pushing poor old Bruckner around. Always telling him what to do, where to go, how to act. Just don't understand people anymore.
Well, Injun, it's been nice knowing you.
What you do now?
You caused too much trouble around here. You were given fair warning. You're going to be killed trying to escape. Tough luck, but those are the orders.
What's happening?
Decided to follow you, Tonto. Afraid there might be more trouble.
If you think I'm going to let a masked bandit take a prisoner away from me...
No, Kemo Sabe, this is my fight.
Good work, Tonto. You'll be out for a while. In a way, that's bad. Now we can't find out who tried to kill you and why.
Maybe because me see fight between banker and son.
That's right. We'd better have that talk with Bill Nichols. That is, if we can find him.
Him live in a hotel now.
Wait till it gets dark and then enter the back way.
What about him?
We'll tie and gag him and lock him in that cell. We can talk with him later. Hello, Bill.
Mister, how the dickens are you? And Tonto, what are you two doing this far of the country?
Originally, we stopped by to see you.
Oh, I suppose you know I'm not the marshal anymore.
Hendricks say you retire.
Oh, so you met Hendricks?
We meet him.
As a matter of fact, he tried to kill Tonto about a half hour ago.
He tried to do what?
Me see something him not want me to see.
Hold it, Tonto. I want to hear every word of this. And I can listen better with a cup of coffee. Gee, Hossiford, if that don't beat all. Tom Bryant, no less. A high-class banker, and him going against the law.
Me think him lie to keep son out of trouble.
Or to hold it over the boy's head as a threat. That'd be just like Bryant. Every time Fred shows signs of having a mind of his own, the old man finds a way to whip him back into line.
Even if it meant ordering Marshal Hendricks to kill Tonto?
Could be, but it'd be awful hard to prove.
There's one way we can get that proof.
How we get that proof, Kemo Sabe?
From Tom Bryant himself. By trapping him into a confession. We'll have to use you as bait, Tonto.
Sounds pretty dangerous, mister.
If Kemo Sabe think plan work, me not afraid to try it.
I'll explain the details to you on the way to Brian's ranch. Come on.
Marshal? Marshal? Well, what are you doing in there, Marshal? Key? You want the key? Where are they, Marshal? I got them, Marshal. I'll get you untied right away, Marshal. run away just as fast as I can. What happened? How'd you ever get all tied up like this? Hey, Marshal, can I stay here tonight? They wouldn't let me sleep at the cafe, so I...
Raise hands.
What is this? What do you want?
Me want truth, Mr. Bryant. Me see you shoot father this morning. Why you deny it? Why you make Marshal say he'll never see me before? Why?
Well, you got it all wrong, Indian. All wrong.
Not wrong. It's better you talk now and talk plenty.
That'll do, Indian. Put up your hands. You made a bad mistake coming here. From now on, you'll be in a jail cell.
Me escaped from jail once. Can do it again.
What?
Marshal locked me up this afternoon, tried to kill me. Me fight back and escape.
He tried to kill you?
Him say him follow orders.
Is that true?
Of course not. I told him to run the Indian out of town, that's all. You heard me. Well, the harm's been done now. This fellow knows too much. We'll have to shut him up.
Murder, is that what you're talking about?
Fred, we've got no choice.
What's happened to you? Have you lost all sense of decency? All reality?
I think it's you who've lost sight of reality. This is no time for weakness, boy.
You call it weakness because I don't want to see a man murdered.
You didn't seem to mind putting a bullet in me.
You pulled the trigger on that gun when you tried to take it away from me. And you know it.
This Indian doesn't know it. His testimony could send you to prison.
Well, I'd sooner go to prison than have him killed.
Stop being childish. Everything I've done for you. Getting rid of this Indian will be for your good, not mine. You'll be able to continue working at the bank, and someday you'll step into my shoes. Can't you see what that means?
Oh, yeah, I know what it means. If I help you commit murder, I'll be under your thumb from now on.
If you don't help me, I'll say that you shot me when I caught you stealing from the bank. And I'll see that you get the maximum sentence on both charges.
Even though I'm innocent.
Fred, you can't fight me. Be man enough to admit when you're whipped. Well, what'll it be? Cooperation or the chain gang? I thought you'd come to your senses.
I think we've heard enough, Bill. Let's go.
Go where, mister? Drop those guns now and get inside. Open up the door, Fred. We got visitors.
Nichols, what were you doing out there?
Listening to some pretty grim confessions, Mr. Bryant.
These two must be in cahoots with the Indian, Mr. Bryan. I had him in jail, but he got away.
So we heard.
Well, it wasn't my fault, Mr.
We'll talk
Bryan.
about it later. Right now, you've got another job to do. And I'm sure there won't be any mistakes this time.
No, sir.
Before you have us killed, Mr. Bryan, I wouldn't have believed that a law-abiding banker could have fallen so low if I hadn't have seen it myself.
I'm not interested in the beliefs of a masked outlaw. Take them out of here, Hendricks.
It's happened because of your son, hasn't it?
I warn you to be still.
This has been your one failure, and you can't accept it. You've ordered a human being to be strong, and he hasn't obeyed you. Can't you understand, sir? Strength can only come from inner convictions, never from orders.
Be still.
You can't win this fight.
Don't be a fool.
It's true. That's why you hate Fred. Not because he's weaker than you, but because he's stronger.
You think so? Fred, take this. Take it. These men will ruin us if they live. I want you to go with Hendricks. I want you to help him.
All right, gentlemen.
No!
Well, Bill, how does it feel to be marshal again?
Wonderful, mister. Just like old times.
Stagecoach waiting to take prisoners to penitentiary.
Oh, thanks, Tonto. All right, Mr. Bryan, Hendricks, time to be leaving.
I saw the Oh, you're still here.
Hello, Fred.
I thought I'd come down and see you off.
Thanks for coming down, son.
Well, Dad, although I'm going to be in law school, I'll have a little free time on my hands. I thought I could come and visit you.
I hope you will, son. And don't worry about the money for your schooling. Our new bank manager will send you whatever you need. The West needs lawyers, you know.
Yes, sir, I know. And I'm sure Fred will make a good one.
Sorry to break this up, but we better not keep the coach waiting.
Thanks, mister, for helping my son be a man.
Mr. Bryan, Fred was a man all along. All he needed was a little chance to prove it. Now, Bill, it's time that Tonto and I were riding on.
Bye, Marshal. We come back this way someday.
I'll be waiting for you.
Good luck, Fred.
Thanks, mister.
Hi, friend.
Strange that things worked out.
The only way it could have worked out, Fred.
You know, I think Dad knew he was wrong all along. Just too stubborn to admit it. Well, he'll be back in a couple of years, and we'll be a lot closer together then. Thanks to Tonto, the Lone Ranger.
Hi-yo, Silver! Away! The Lone Ranger. Hi-yo, Silver! A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo Silver. The Lone Ranger.
The sheriff. We gotta get up a posse.
Been riding fast, Tonto. Anything wrong?
The Calico Kid robbed Cattlemen's Association office in Denton. Them ride south.
Was anybody hurt?
Me wound Calico Kid in arm.
Wounded man shouldn't be difficult to follow. Let's see if we can pick up his trail.
Him never been caught, Kemo Sabe.
It's always the first time, Tonto. Let's break up camp.
My arm, it's hurting pretty bad.
You fellas ride on to Rio. I'll join up with you later.
But Calico, you need help.
I don't need anybody's help. Not now or ever.
We've got a cut of that money coming to us, Calico.
We can't stop to count it here. There's probably a posse on a trail already.
So you take the money with you and we have to wait, is that it?
Well, if you have any objections, we'll settle them right now.
Maybe that's a good idea.
No, Dallas, you'll never clear your holster.
Go on, Dallas, draw if you're so anxious to die.
All right. We'll meet you in Rio City. But if you don't show, we'll be coming looking for you, understand?
This way.
This from Denton robbery, Kemo Sabe. Them split up here. Which trail we take?
A single track. If I know the Calico Kid, the money's riding with him.
Diablo! Senor, you're hurt.
Stay right where you are.
But Manuel will help you, senor. Your ranch, it is where I live.
I don't
need any help.
Mama! Mama Angel! Pronto! The senor is hurt!
Easter, go turn down Manuel's bed, get some towels, and heat some water. Hurry, do as I say. Oh.
You are looking for this, senor? I have taken good care of it for you. I am Manuel Sanchez.
Who else is here?
Just me, son. And Easter. You feeling better?
She's Mama Angel, senor. She's the one that fixed you up.
That arm of yours is pretty bad. Lucky Manuel found you when he did.
What's your angle, lady?
Angle?
Why'd you bring me here?
You were hurt and in trouble. That's reason enough for me.
How did you get shot, senor? Was it outlaws?
Manuel, our visitor's still weak. Don't ask so many questions.
Saddlebags, where are they?
In the barn with your horse.
I want them. Here.
Come on, children, we'll do as the man asked.
No, Mama. We want to stay here with the senor. Don't we, Easter?
Very well. I'll be right back.
Stop staring at me!
That's far enough. What do you want?
We're looking for someone, ma'am. An outlaw by the name of the Calico Kid. We've been on his trail. It leads this way.
Him very dangerous man. There are $3,000 reward for him.
I don't ask or answer questions where a masked man is concerned.
This mask stands for justice. We're here to protect you.
You here alone?
I live here with my children, but you're not going to go frightening them if that's what you have in mind.
All the more reason for you to cooperate with us if you have children in the house.
I'm well able to take care of them myself. I haven't lived out in this country for 20 years without learning something. Now, get. I mean it. You get.
They're leaving, senor. But if they had come in, you would have taken care of them, wouldn't you?
Sure, kid.
Wouldn't it be something, Easter? Watching the senor shoot it out with the strangers?
Hey, Manuel, you mustn't tease Easter.
I don't get it, lady. What makes you so sure I'm not the man they're looking for?
I know who you are, Calico. I've known since you came here.
Well, then why?
The Lord says his children shall have a place of refuge. You came to me as a wounded child, and I had to help you.
I still think you've got an angle.
The only angle, as you put it, is that by helping you, maybe I can convince you to turn yourself in and give back that stolen money.
Lady, if you think I'm here to get religion, you're dead wrong.
I'm a patient woman, Calico. I can wait.
And you'll have a long wait. Owen, if you have any ideas about collecting that $3,000, I'd advise you to forget it.
We'll talk about that later. You rest a while and I'll fix you up a bite to eat. Come on, children.
See you later, Senor Calico.
Just remember, son, if you're worth $3,000 as a bad man, you're worth a lot more as a good one.
You think woman at ranch hide something, Kemo Sabe?
I'm sure of it, Tonto. Why should she cover up for the Calico Kid?
Maybe woman have children. Calico frighten her. She want to protect children.
Got to get into that ranch house and see for myself.
You go in disguise?
Yes, Tonto. I'd like you to go into town. Get me some clothes and a mule.
Me be back soon. If Calico is at ranch, him not worry too much about old Saddle Tramp.
You're as right as rain, Injun.
Safe and sound, senor. You like the food?
Yeah, kid, it's better than most.
Do you have something important in the saddlebags? The money from the robbery, perhaps? Manuel will not tell.
You ask a lot of questions, don't you, kid?
Did you get it all alone?
I had a couple of guns riding with me, but I got the money.
Then your friends, they will not get any?
They'd do the same to me if they had the chance. Besides, I can get hired guns anywhere.
But what if they come after you? What if they want their money?
This gun says they won't bother. There's not a man in these parts can outdraw me.
I would give anything to see you in action, senor.
Maybe you will, kid. Because if anybody comes looking for me, they're gonna have a real fight on their hands.
Mama, we have a visitor.
Howdy, youngster. Say, what's your name?
Easter. I live here with Mama Angel. She's not my real mother. She adopted me. Manuel, too.
That right. Sure sounds like a nice woman.
She's the nicest in the whole world.
Easter, I'd like to meet her. Anybody else live here?
Well, not exactly, but there's
Easter? You looking for something, stranger?
Howdy, ma'am. Your little girl's been telling me what a fine woman you are. Not the kind to turn away an old man that needs rest and some tasty victuals in exchange for chores.
Saddle tramp, huh?
Please let him stay, Mama.
Well, if Easter vouches for you, I guess I can't turn you away. You can bed down in the barn. I'm just fixing to take up supper. You can join us.
Much obliged, ma'am. Thank you, Easter.
Easter, you set up another place for Mr.
Stokey, ma'am. Old Ed Stokey.
Run along. Well, Mr. Stokey, I suppose we'll be able to find a few things for you to do around here. Running a ranch is a big job.
Sure is, ma'am.
We don't need no help around here.
This old man's been traveling quite a spell. Frank?
Well, he can keep right on traveling. We don't want him.
I don't want to cause you folks any trouble.
You just stay put, Mr. Stokey. Frank's been a mite hot-tempered since his accident. And you simmer down, Frank. You ought to know better than anyone. I wouldn't turn away a body that needs help.
Well, just for the night, then.
Senor Calico, I am finished with my chores. Now will you tell me about the time you robbed
Manuel?
No, take it easy, mister.
Don't hurt him, Mr. Calico. Please.
Didn't hear a word the boy said. Even if I did, I'd forget it mighty fast. The old ears ain't what they used to be. Now, let's see. Boy said your name was Pete. Oh, was it Joe? Doggone if I ain't plumb forgot it already.
Well, you just keep right on forgetting it, old man, if you want to stay alive. Now, hand me that gun, carefully.
Sure, mister.
All right, men, now, let's sit down and eat our supper. You up there, Mr. Stokey. Go on, Manuel.
I am sorry, Senor Calico.
Forget it, kid.
Anyway, he could not hurt you. Why, you could take care of him just like that.
Manuel.
It is true. No one is as brave as a Calico kid.
You mustn't talk like that. Mama said...
I was not speaking to you. This is man talk.
That boy of yours is sure full of fire, ma'am.
He's a good boy. But sometimes I think he's a bit resentful against females.
Women. What do they know?
Seems to me Mama Angel's making your life real fine, son.
Oh, I wish I could do a lot more. But it's not easy raising a family on a small income.
I'd say you're doing fine. Real fine.
Do you have a family, Mr. Calico?
No.
You mean you're all alone?
I've been alone ever since I was a kid. Ever since my old lady took off with some fast-talking miner.
I'm sorry, son.
Look, lady, don't go feeling sorry for me. I don't ask for nothing. Nobody gives me nothing either. I learned a long time ago that anything a man wants, he's got to take. He's got to take it alone.
Senor Calico is a great man. When I grow up, I want to be just like him.
There. See, mister? You sure made a big impression on that boy. That ought to make you feel right good. Or hadn't it?
Anything wrong with it?
Well, it's all the way you look at it. One thing for sure. Gonna take a lot to change that boy's mind.
Manuel, haven't we all forgotten something? Easter, will you say the blessing?
For what we are about to receive, may the Lord make us truly thankful. Bless us and protect Mama, Manuel, and Mr. Stokey. And please keep a special eye on Mr. Calico, because he doesn't have anyone else, and he's all alone. Amen.
Amen.
Morning, Miss Angel. Say, let me give you a hand with those.
Thank you, Mr. Stokey.
Yes, ma'am.
I can see myself now, senor. Riding a black stallion from town to town. My 6 guns blazing fire. There goes Manuel Sanchez, they will say. He is the bravest outlaw in all the world.
You got the right idea, kid.
Manuel, please don't listen to him. He's all wrong things in life.
If you got this in your hand, and you can take 'em.
Appears to me you ain't told the boy the whole story, mister. I mean all the running and hiding and looking back over your shoulder. That's all part of it too, boy. On account of one fine day, you'll be looking the wrong way. Somebody will shoot just a little bit faster. Put a hole in you you could drive a horse and a wagon through.
You know, if you weren't an old man, I'd take you apart with my bare hands.
Go ahead, Calico. Show the boy how brave you are.
I don't believe him, Calico. We don't care what anybody says, do we?
Manuel, I think you better go to your room.
No.
Do as I say, son.
I wish I could go with Calico right now. Then I'd be rid of you.
Forgive him, ma'am. The boy didn't mean it. He's all mixed up.
I wanted to help him, Mr. Stokey. Give him the things he needed. Love and a home. I thought you could be helped too, but I was wrong. For the first time in my life, I wished I hadn't helped someone.
Satisfied now, mister?
I didn't ask them to help me.
No, but they did help you. You owe them something. The way I heard it, you'd have bled to death if that boy hadn't found you. He saved your life, mister.
What are you driving at?
Maybe this time you can save his life. And that nice old lady, too. Don't you see you're hurting her?
I got my own worries.
Then you can add this one to them. As long as that boy looks up to you and your kind of life, he's gonna be hurt. With Mama Angel, he's got a chance. A chance you didn't have when you were a boy.
I'm leaving in the morning anyway. He'll forget all about me.
I don't think so, Calico. He's off to a bad start. He's gonna end up just like you. Unless you convince that boy you're not a hero.
There's nothing I can do about it.
Maybe there is.
No, Tonto, we can't capture him here. It's too dangerous for Mama Angel and the children.
That's right. We wait until him get on trail tomorrow. Something worry you, Kemo Sabe?
Yes, Tonto, but not about the Calico Kid.
Manuel, the young Mexican boy you tell me about?
Right. Unless something happens to change his mind, he'll turn out just like the Calico Kid.
Senor Calico, I wish to go with you.
You can wish it, but you're not going.
But, senor...
Look, kid, I gotta ride fast and hard. You just be in the way.
I promise I will do whatever you say. Your arm, you will need help.
I told you before, I don't need help from anybody, ever.
You're gonna need help now, Calico.
There are 2 men outside. They say they want their money.
They won't get it ever. You will fight them, won't you, Senor Calico?
Nobody's gonna get this money, kid.
Thought I told you boys to wait in Rio City. We're through waiting. Where's the money?
It's in here, but you're gonna have to get by me to get it, and I don't think you can.
My pleasure, kid. Anytime you're ready.
Get them, senor!
You not be frightened, little girl. You go in house.
Throw the money out here, Calico. You haven't got a chance.
He will never give up. Isn't that a coward? We're not afraid. I am like you. We will not give up, will we? You are not afraid, senor. Senor!
Get smart, Calico. Give up.
Don't shoot, Dallas. Here's the money.
Now, come out with your hands in the clear.
Give me a break, Dallas. Don't shoot. Give me a break.
I've been waiting a long time for this, Calico. I want to see just how fast that gun of yours really is.
No, Dallas. Please, you've got your money. Please.
Go for your gun, big man.
He is afraid. He is a coward.
We're coming in, Calico.
You don't run.
Someday he'll understand, man. Someday he'll know it takes more than a gun and bad manners to be a brave man.
Everything will be all right, Calico.
We'll see that you get a fair trial.
I don't need anybody's help.
We'd like you and the children to keep the reward money.
Manuel, you man of house. You take good care of women.
Adios.
Adios.
Mama, was that man a marshal or something?
No, not exactly, son. But that's the man you'd make no mistake in looking up to. That's the Lone Ranger.
Hi-yo, Silver! Away! The Lone Ranger. Hi-yo, Silver! A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo Silver. The Lone Ranger.
Hear that, Tonto?
Sound like many guns, Kemo Sabe.
It could be something else. Don't forget, today is the... Tonto, look there. It's a runaway wagon. Come on.
It's all right, Kate. It's all right. Thanks to you, mister, and your friend. We'd have been killed if it wasn't for... Masked man.
Oh, Tom, it's a hold-up.
Now, Kate. Now, look, mister. All I got on you is $3.
Believe me, sir, I'm not a bandit.
But that mask...
Don't let this mask trouble you. You're not afraid of me, are you, ma'am?
Oh, well, he did save our lives, Tom.
Yeah, that's right.
What made your team bolt? Firecrackers?
Yeah. How'd you know?
Well, this is the 4th of July.
It sure is. They're having a big rodeo back a piece. Appears like all the flat rocks out there celebrating. Somebody must have tossed them in there when we drove past. Well, if it's all the same to you, we'll be getting along. I got me a watch to pick up at the clockmaker's. Kate here give it to me on our first wedding anniversary, 40 years ago.
Do you two live all alone?
Yep, all our kids is growed up and scattered. Ma and me ain't got nobody but each other now.
You want more than that?
Ain't no, sir. But if anything was to happen, that's why I'm so all-fired grateful to you.
Don't mention it, Mr.
Ellsworth. Tom Ellsworth. Well, goodbye. Thanks again.
No. Adios.
Bye.
customer of mine. He's come for his watch.
Well, give it to him.
Well, I can't, Steve. It ain't fixed yet.
He said give it to him and get rid of him fast. If you don't, I will.
Hello there. Anyone in? Oh, Joe. Anyone in?
Just a minute. Well, you see, I didn't forget you.
We was afraid you was off to the rodeo.
I'm about the only man in town who ain't. Never disappoint a customer. That's my motto. Yes, sir. I stayed open special just for you. Yes, sir. Here she is, all ready for you, running just as good as new. Now, just a minute. I'll set her to the exact second. Yeah, mainspring was busted, that's what it was. Overwinding, that's what done it. Yes, sir, it'll do it every time, overwinding. Here, I'll wrap it up.
Hey, don't bother. I'll just take it.
Oh, yeah, sure. There you are.
Yeah, that's right, ain't it?
Yeah, $3 even, yes, sir, and thank you very kindly. And I'll just open the door for you.
Hold on, it ain't running.
Ain't running? Well, here, let me take a look. Well, what do you know? I forgot to wind it. I sure am getting absent-minded, yes, sir. There, that does it. Now she'll run all right.
Much obliged.
Oh, not at all. I'm glad you caught me up on it. I hope you have a nice trip home.
Thank you.
Good night, ma'am.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
It's all clear, boys. Yeah. Not a soul in sight.
Good. And while we're gone, you keep your eyes open. Look.
What's wrong, Tom?
Well, this watch still ain't running. Not a kick out of it.
Maybe if you shake it a little.
He's just plumb stopped. Well, darned if I'm going to pay $3 for nothing. Come on. Somebody blowed up the express office. There they come. Duck down quick, boy. Steve!
Look over there. That old man's got us spotted. Well, it's his tough luck.
That not sound like firecrackers, Kemo Sabe?
No, gunshots. They came from town.
Must be $30,000 worth here, Joe.
Easy. Only I wish old Tom Ellsworth hadn't got to look at your faces.
I bet he wishes the same thing.
Yeah, but you still got his wife to worry about.
No, I don't think she saw him. The old man kept pushing her aside, and she had her eyes covered up like this.
They shot him. They shot my Tom. Please help him.
Who did it, ma'am?
2 men. I didn't see them very clear. They were robbing the express office.
Well, try not to worry. The bullet only creased his skull.
Him need doctor, Kemo Sabe?
Yes, and quickly. Tom will bring you and your husband into town while I go on ahead.
Yeah, Luke. Joe, we'll be getting out of here. You got your story straight?
Oh, sure. When I heard the explosion and then the shooting, I ducked under the counter here.
Yeah, that's it. All right, Luke, let's go. Hold it. Somebody's coming. He's wearing a mask.
Open the door and I'll plug him. Sure, hold on. He's gone inside. Give me your gun.
What for?
He's masked, ain't he? He's just made to order for us.
How come?
Somebody to pin it on. The masked robber. I'll hold him for the sheriff.
That makes sense. But you watch yourself.
about it.
You're making a mistake, mister.
I'm making a citizen's arrest, that's what I'm making. And just to make sure you don't try no tricks.
Get out of the way, I'll get him.
No. There's a crack shot. You miss him and he'll get you.
Lucky Joe, that's me.
What'd you pick up?
A piece of the masked man's boot spur. I shot it off.
Well, what's a piece of broken boot spur worth?
It'll send him to jail, that's what good it is, yeah. It's proof that he done the robbery.
Yeah, you may be right. If he ain't at your funeral. Look, let's get out of here. You check the street.
Hey, they're coming back.
Who is?
The whole town, they're coming back from the rodeo. Listen. And there's Tom Ellsworth's buckboard, and Injun's driving it. Yeah, that's Tom's wife in the back of the wagon. And there's Tom with his head in her lap.
Yeah, he's dead, eh?
Well, he can't be, or they wouldn't be toting him into Doc Varney's office. That means the doc's going to patch him up. Oh, here comes the sheriff. He's coming here. Get back inside. Just a minute, please. Oh, Sam, am I ever glad to see you. Come here. Come on in.
What do you know about this robbery, Joe?
Everything, Sam. I seen him, the masked robber. I tangled with him. I shot this piece of spur off his boot. Yeah, you find that man and you got your robber.
I see. Just one man, Joe?
Yeah, that's all I seen.
Come along with me, Joe.
What for?
Because Tom Ellsworth's been shot, and his wife says there were 2 outlaws. He's still unconscious, Doc?
Yes, pretty bad concussion, but he'll make it all right.
Where's his missus?
In there, asleep. I gave her something to keep her quiet. She'll be out for 5 or 6 hours.
Too bad. I wanted to get her story again, alongside of Joe's here.
Sheriff, what I told you is gospel. That piece of spur proves it. Why don't you get yourself a posse instead of wasting time?
Posses are my business, Joe. Doc, let me know the minute he comes to, will you?
I sure will, Sam.
I'll be in my office going through some wanted posters. We'll see if he can recognize any of them. You stay here, Joe. Right here, understand?
Sure, Sam, sure. I got nothing better to do anyway.
Come in. You.
Hello, Sam.
So you're the masked man.
I'm afraid so. Glad you haven't forgotten me.
Forget you. After what you did for me in Abilene when I was flat on my back?
That's a long time ago, Sheriff. You not see me then. You were a plenty sick man.
I sure was. You must be Tonto.
Sam, I'm afraid we have a mean case in our hands. There's nothing between me and that cell block but the word of a little old lady.
Don't I know it? Well, suppose you tell me your side of it while we wait for Tom Ellsworth to come to and maybe identify some of these bad men.
All right.
Kate. She's right in the next room, Tom. She's asleep.
I want to see her. Now, take it easy, Tom. You wouldn't want to wake her up, would you?
No. Hustle over to the sheriff's office and tell him Tom's come too.
Me? You heard him, the sheriff. He said for me to stay right here.
Well, never mind. I'll go myself.
Tom, listen to me.
Joe, ain't it?
Yeah, and we ain't got much time. What I gotta say is for your ears only. You hear me?
Yes, Joe.
Yeah. Well, promise you won't breathe a word. When them 2 fellas took a shot at you, I seen them, Tom, clear as I'm seeing you, and I recognized them. They're the Grody brothers, and they're killers. That's why my lips are sealed, Tom, and yours better be, too.
Hi, Joe. Why?
Because if you ever identified them, they'd stop at nothing. Nothing, do you understand, to get even with you. Yeah. They'd even kill your missus.
No.
Yes, Tom.
If anything was to happen to Kate,
That's why I'm a-telling you, Tom. That's what I come here for. Shh. The sheriff's coming.
Sheriff wants to talk to you, Tom.
Hello, Tom. How you feeling?
I'm all right. That's him, Sheriff. That's the man that robbed the express office.
I know all about him, Joe, and he's not the man that robbed the express office. Now sit down and shut up.
He's a good man. I trust him.
Here, maybe you better do this.
Tom, I want you to look at these pictures. See if you can recognize them as the men who shot you. Now, this is the Durango Kid, wanted for mail robbery.
No.
Dave Atchison, train robber. Was he one of the men?
No.
Now, these pictures are the Grody brothers, bandits and killers. They've been reported recently in this area. Well, are these the men, Tom? What's the matter, Tom? Are these the two men?
How can I tell? I can't see them. But, Tom, you saw the others. I tell you, I can't see them. I can't see anything. My sight. What's happened to me? It's gone. It's gone. Kate. Where's Kate? Don't let them hurt her.
Take it easy, Tom. Come on with me. Come on.
Well, what do you make of that?
Sam, we know now there were two men who robbed the express office. As Tom said, don't let them hurt her.
What about it, Joe? There could have been 2 or 20, I don't know. Because I ducked under my counter when I heard the shooting. All I seen was this one when I come out.
Well, Doc, I just can't make it out. Couldn't even see his wife. Had to touch her to be sure she was there asleep.
Yet he could see her before I showed him these pictures of the Grody brothers.
Me think I'm afraid what might happen to wife if him identify them.
Then he's faking.
I doubt it, Sam. I think Tom actually lost his sight. Because he was afraid to see.
Well, there is such a thing as hysterical blindness. And I'd be willing to go along with you, Mister, if I was sure there was nothing else to it.
And why not make sure, Doc? There's an eye specialist in Abilene. You could take him there on the morning stage.
I'd be glad to.
One thing is certain. We can't pin this on the Grody brothers or anybody else. Unless Tom Ellsworth can identify them.
What you doing?
I'm fixing up a little old 5th of July firecracker loop.
What for?
You'd stay awake once in a while, you'd know what for. Just keep that morning stage to Abilene from ever getting to Abilene, that's what for.
Why, is there some gold or something on it?
She's carrying a little old man who just might get his eyesight back and start pointing his finger at us.
This'll keep him from pointing.
Sheriff, here's my case against Joe Benson. Why should a man who's so scared of shooting suddenly turn brave, come out of his store, and put a gun on me?
It not make sense.
Now, if Joe Benson is mixed up in it, he had motive and opportunity to scare Tom into hysterical blindness.
When?
When Tom regained consciousness, Doc came over to tell you about it. That left Joe alone with Tom.
You think Joe scared the old man into this hysterical blindness by telling him the Grodys would do something to his missus?
I'm almost sure of it. I think we'd better have a little talk with Joe Benson. Come on.
That's funny. Joe's door being off the latch this early in the morning.
You're right, Sam. It is before opening.
Joe! Oh, Joe Benson!
Kemo Sabe, look.
Sam, it looks like robbery.
Him dead, Kemo Sabe?
Yes, Tom. He's been shot.
Reckon you were right about him being mixed up in it.
Him have pencil in hand.
He must have been trying to write a message. Sheriff, look at this. Grody's done it for the gold. Bomb on stage. We'll go off 9.
9?
Maybe it mean 9 o'clock.
It's 8:15 now. The stage left at 7.
And Tom Ellsworth and his wife are both on it.
And doctor, too.
Come on, Tom. Even now, we may be too late.
There she comes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't miss this for anything. Ain't every day you can see a stagecoach go straight up in the air.
Hey, look back there.
The masked man and that engine. Maybe
we better head him off. Come on.
There's a bomb in the coach. It'll explode any second. Get out, hurry. Come on, ma'am.
Oh, my foot is caught.
Get out, Doc. You too, Tom, while I help her.
Oh, I won't leave you, no matter what happens. I'll never leave you.
Oh, please, Tom. Save yourself. You must.
It's all right, honey. For nigh on to 40 years, we've been living together. Now, if it's our time to die, we'll die together.
Oh, Tom.
Tonto, get up on top. Throw the luggage off.
Oh, you're hurting me.
I'm getting you loose, Ma. I can see. I can see.
Doc, help them. I've got to save those men.
Him past help, Kemo Sabe.
That one, too. The bomb they made for the others, kill them. Tonto, as it says in Proverbs, whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein. And he that rolleth a stone will return upon him. Sorry, Sheriff, but we couldn't save the two outlaws.
But we saved gold from Saddlebag. That proved them outlaws.
What I can't figure out is the way my eyesight come back to me.
Tom, it's not hard to understand. You lost your sight when you thought your wife's life was in danger. But when it really was, you could see because you had to. Well, folks, it's time Tonto and I were riding out. Bye, Sam.
Thanks, mister.
Bless you for what you did for my Tom.
Yes, ma'am.
He never did say his name.
He never does. But I don't mind telling you, he's the best friend the West ever had. He's the Lone Ranger.
Hail Silver! Away! The Lone Ranger. Fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty hi-yo silver. The Lone Ranger.
Sign it, it's after closing time. Can't you read the...
Oh, I'm sorry, Parson. I didn't realize it was a man of the cloth.
Well, forgive my intrusion, friend. I'm the Reverend Prospero. This is my daughter, Miranda.
How do you do?
We seem to be lost.
Well, now, what can I do to help?
Oh, that's very gracious, sir. Yes, gracious indeed. You see, we're on our way to my new pastorate in Pine Valley, and as I said, we seem to be lost. Do you by any chance have a map of this territory?
Yes, I do. Oh, but it's against company rules to allow strangers in after hours. Still, if I can't trust a parson, I reckon there's no one I can trust. Come on in. What's the idea of the...
The idea is robbery, my friend. Now, if you'll be so kind, open the safe.
You're joking. A parson would never do a thing like this in front of his little daughter.
You heard what the man said. Open the safe.
Connie, you're back in town early. What's the latest news about the robbery?
Crook dressed up like parson. Woman with him disguised as little girl.
What names do they use this time?
Reverend Prospero and daughter Miranda.
Two characters from Shakespeare's play, The Tempest.
Them sound like same two people who pull other Wells Fargo holdups lately.
Yes, and always in disguise and using Shakespearean names. My theory has to be right. There are two actors from this traveling company.
Them go broke last month. Them all go back east.
Apparently not all of them. Two of them must have stayed behind. And they're using their knowledge of makeup to pull these robberies.
Then how we stop them if we not know what them look like?
Each town they've held up has been due east of the town before it. As if they were working themselves back from where they came.
The next town east of here is Cedar Springs.
You're right. We better warn the Wells Fargo agent there that he may expect a visit from these two actors. Only this time we'll be there to greet them. Let's go.
Lavinia? Lavinia, my darling.
Coming, my love.
Sweetheart, you shall be the one to choose which one of these beards I shall wear for my little performance this afternoon. Whether it shall be this of Petruchio, or this of Otello, or this of Shylock, huh? Or maybe I should go as Puck. Just a bare-faced, innocent, apple-cheeked little one, huh?
Oh, darling, whoever you go as, you'll still be the handsomest outlaw in the territory.
Juliet, how silver sweet sound lovers' tongues by night, as softest music upon attending ears. By the way, have you made up your mind what disguise you're going to wear?
Time enough for that later. First, I must make sure I'll even need one today.
What do you mean? When I nosed around this afternoon, I heard definitely there's going to be a $10,000 payroll arriving at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
It won't hurt to double-check. After 3 robberies, Wells Fargo may be throwing out false leads.
Well, how do you find out?
I'm a woman, darling, and women are much more resourceful than men. I'll see you in an hour, honey child.
Bye, you all.
Mr. Hollister? What the? Don't reach for your gun, Mr. Hollister.
How'd you know my name?
It's our business to find out all we can about people we have come to help. You ever seen one of these before?
Silver. Yes. The company sent out a report on you two once. A masked man and an Indian who've helped to protect Wells Fargo shipments. What are you doing here?
We have reason to believe that this office is going to be held up by 2 outlaws who've been robbing the Wells Fargo offices.
You expect shipment of money soon?
Yes. This afternoon, as a matter of fact. 3 o'clock. But how would these outlaws find out about this?
I don't know, Mr. Hollister. They're smart and ingenious. Only this time, if they come, we'll be waiting for them.
Is it true what I heard? It just can't be true. Masked. Are they the hold-up men?
Now, take it easy, ma'am. What's troubling you?
Who are they? Are they the robbers?
You have nothing to fear from us, ma'am.
That's right. They're friends of Wells Fargo. Come to help me protect our shipments.
Then the rumor I just heard isn't true?
What rumor was that?
That the coach heading for this office was just held up. Everything on it stolen. All my valuables. Oh!
Whoever started that rumor's a liar, ma'am. I got a wire from Center City saying the coach left there just an hour ago. It'll be here at 3 o'clock, right on schedule.
Oh, I'm You must forgive me for getting so upset, but with all these holdups lately, it's hard not to believe the worst.
I understand, ma'am. Now, don't you worry about a thing. You just go right on home.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, gentlemen, too. I'll breathe a lot easier now.
Poor woman. Half the town's been like that since this wave of robbery started. But she's the most hysterical one I've ever seen.
Are you sure it was hysteria?
What do you mean?
She could be a skillful actress, trying to find out about the money shipment.
By golly, I never thought of that. And I told her, too.
What do you know about her?
Very little. She and her husband came to town a couple of days ago. Said there's honeymooners. Took the bridal suite over to the hotel. Front corner rooms on the second floor.
I'd like to get a look at those rooms. If she is one of the robbers, I may find some evidence there.
That's plenty dangerous, Kemo Sabe. Maybe her husband there waiting for her now.
I hope he is, Tonto. I'd like to have a talk with him. You go after her. Find some way to bring her back.
Me find way, Kemo Sabe.
Don't tell anyone that I suspect her. Just keep her here as long as you can.
Lady! Lady!
What is it, Indian?
Wells Fargo agent wants you come back to office.
What for?
Me think him have more news about Stagecoach.
You mean it has been delayed?
Me not know what message say. You come back to office.
Yes, I think I'd better. The Indian told me you just had another message from the Stagecoach.
Message? What message?
Me tell her how you send me after her. There may be delay.
Oh, the delay. Yes, there was another message. The coach may be a little late getting here. So I thought it would be smart if you gave me a list of the valuables you're expecting, so I could check them and see if they're all there.
Oh, that won't be necessary.
On the contrary, ma'am, I insist. If there's one thing the company takes pride in, it's protecting the valuables of its customers. Now, you tell me what you're expecting, piece by piece.
Well, let me see now. There's my diamond ring, a pearl necklace.
Who is it?
Message.
Mikasami will force me to use this gun.
What is this? A hold-up? I have nothing of value.
It's exactly what I'm here to find out.
I don't understand.
You'll find out soon enough. Now, sit down. Just who are you?
That is none of your business.
I'm making it my business, mister. Now, what is your name?
It's Horatio. Horatio Montague.
Horatio Montague. Thanks for giving yourself away so quickly.
What do you mean?
Montague is Romeo's last name. Horatio was a character in Hamlet.
Well, it's just a coincidence.
You're wrong. It fits the pattern set by the outlaws who held up the Wells Fargo office. They use Shakespearean names every time. Your name is Faversham, isn't it?
Well, what if it is? That doesn't prove a thing. Not a thing.
I'll have to find proof.
What are you looking for?
Is this the frock coat you wore as Reverend Prospero when you held up Pine Valley?
That doesn't prove a thing, and you know it. If I stole anything, where is it?
You're quite right. I'll need more than a costume as evidence.
Well, you won't find anything more.
Just what did you do with the money? Ship it back east so it'll be waiting for you when you get there?
Go back east and find out. Why don't you give up, mister? You're not going to prove anything on me, and there isn't going to be any way you'll be able to.
Maybe there is a way, Faversham.
What do you mean?
You'll find out.
Maybe I better read this list back to you just once more.
Really, Mr. Hollister, you've read it back to me 3 times already. I assure you it's correct. I appreciate your thoroughness, but I really must be going. Goodbye.
Reckon we gave your masked friend enough time at the hotel?
If there be evidence there, me think Kemo Sabe find it by now.
Darling, are you here? Come in here. I've something to tell you. The coach is due a few minutes past 3. The payroll will be on it. Don't darling, why are you made up as Othello?
Why not as Othello?
Really, DeWitt, that voice. Don't you think you're overdoing it a bit?
And what's wrong with my voice?
It sounds like a foghorn. I know you like to show your versatility, dear, but there's such a thing as going too far. Besides, it's ridiculous to think of holding up the Wells Fargo office disguised as Othello and Desdemona.
And what's ridiculous about it?
My sweet, it's one thing to be a parson as you were in Pine Valley, or a Civil War veteran as you were in Cloverdale, but Othello, never.
But, darling, this costume is so roomy. Think of all the money it will hold.
Stop being silly, my sweet. The money will fit very nicely in the false bottom of the trunk with all the rest.
Thanks for telling me where you keep it hidden, Mrs. Faversham.
What? But who?
Man with the mask.
Oh, no. Where's my husband?
He's tied up in the bedroom.
Oh, I hate you. You spoiled everything.
Won't work again. There's no use trying hysterics.
But you don't understand. I'm not acting. These are real tears. Oh, where's my handkerchief?
I have to tie you up, Mrs. Faversham. This is the end of the road for you and your husband.
Not quite, mister. Put your hands up and turn around. It may be the end of the road for you, but not for us.
I'm getting worried, Indian. That payroll money's due here any minute now. And your friend should have been back long ago.
That's right. Me not like it.
Maybe you ought to go to the hotel and see if anything's gone wrong.
Me be right back. Kemo Sabe?
Yes, Tonto.
You all right, Kemo Sabe?
I was tricked by the oldest device in the world. A woman's tears. She had a derringer hidden in her handbag. I wonder how long I've been unconscious.
Me not know, Kemo Sabe. It looked like them leave in plenty big hurry.
Yes, they took the evidence with them. It was hidden in the bottom of their theatrical trunk. Is Mr. Hollister alone at the Wells Fargo office?
That's right, Kemo Sabe. Me get worried about you.
Help me off with this disguise and Mr. Hollister! Mr. Hollister! What happened?
They took me by surprise. Not 5 minutes after the payroll money arrived. They forced me to open the safe.
They're wearing disguises?
No. No, none at all. They had a buggy waiting outside with a big trunk in it. I saw it before they knocked me out. Go after them. Find them. I'll be all right.
How you doing, Matilda?
Ain't never been on such a bumpy road like this before, Hezekiah. Mighty rough on the bustle. Poor little Effie May. She's plumb wore out. Wake up, Effie May. Say something nice to your grandpappy. That's a good girl. Now go back to sleep, you little knucklehead.
Oh, no, no. Now, Matilda, is that any way to treat our granddaughter, huh? You look absurd. Isn't this a ridiculous way to be traveling?
Oh, but a wonderful way to deceive anyone who follows us. That silly express agent will tell everyone we made our getaway in a buggy. I never dreamed we'd take time to put on this disguise and switch to a wagon, which is even slower.
I hope you're right, but look up there.
Well, well, our two old friends.
Think they'll stop us?
Of course they will. They'll want to know if we've seen a young man and a woman driving along this road in a buggy.
Yes, but supposing they recognize us.
Oh, darling. They've seen us as we really look, not as we are now, dressed as a couple of country bumpkins with a baby. Besides, we're actors, aren't we? If we can deceive a whole audience, we can surely deceive one masked man and an Indian. But just in case they get a little too inquisitive, my little friend here will be hidden in Effie May's blanket, ready to talk back to them.
It looked like farmer's wagon.
Let's find out if they've seen anything of two young actors trying to make a getaway in a buggy.
wagon.
They must be in the hold-up in here. Don't let them hurt little FMA.
Now, look, mister, if you're aiming to rob us, we ain't got nothing or no value.
Please don't be alarmed. We mean you no harm.
Then why are you wearing that mask? Seems though law-abiding folk ain't safe on these roads no more. Hush up, Effie May. Your grandma won't let them touch you.
I can assure you all we want to ask is a few questions.
Well, then go right ahead and ask. We ain't run into a soul for days, and we've come relish a little visit.
Have you seen a man and a woman go by here recently? They'd be traveling rather fast in a buggy. They had a large trunk with them.
Well, now that you mention it, a couple did pass us a while back. They turned off the shortcut to the border.
Yeah, that's right, Matilda. And come to think of it, they did have a trunk in that buggy they was driving.
That sounds like them, Kemo Sabe.
Yes. They'd be wise to head for the border as fast as they can. Thanks for the information.
Oh, Lavinia, you're a genius.
Not a genius, darling. Just a great actress.
Why we stop, Kemo Sabe?
Because the man and woman we're looking for aren't headed for the border.
What do you mean?
They're in that wagon we just left, Tonto.
You sure of that?
I've worn disguises long enough to recognize makeup when I see it.
Then why we not take them prisoner when we stop them?
Because that woman would have shot us if we'd have made a move. She had a gun hidden under that blanket. I had to go along with the act.
Then how we take them?
I think I know a way. Come on. This way. Let's go. Take that gun, Mrs. Faversham.
What? What are you talking about?
The one under your blanket. And stop putting on that act.
Very clever, mister. I apologize for having underestimated you.
Pull up on those horses. Anything you say, mister?
Get him, Dewey! Get out! Get out!
Stuck to acting, Faversham. It may not pay as well, but it's a lot safer profession. Now, on your way.
You're not trying any more tricks.
Yes, sir. Looks like it's all here all right. The company's going to be mighty grateful that you got it back for him.
Let me tell Sheriff what happened, Kemo Sabe. I'm on way over now.
Good. Mr. Hollister, can we leave our prisoners with you?
I'll keep this gun aimed right at until the sheriff gets here.
I feel sorry for you two. Could have used your talents to do a lot of good instead of so much bad. Come on, Tonto.
The world is but a stage, wherein every man must play a part. Mine a sad one.
Oh, don't be sad, darling. We may have failed as outlaws, but we're still good actors.
Yeah. Think of all the great shows you two can do up at the prison for that captive audience.
You're so right. You might almost say the masked man has done us a favor. By the way, who is he?
He's a man who does lots of favors, but only for folks on the right side of the law. He's the Lone Ranger.
Silver! Away!